There are a couple of reasons. I think one is the fact that the economy has forced companies to downsize and look to outsource the project management of their real estate projects. I think the other reason, and more importantly, is the fact that many of these projects are much more complex and requires bringing in a company with an array of talents that can really address the issues wrapping around a real estate project.
A lot of people look at a schedule as something that I got to do because someone said you need to do a schedule. So they put together a little bar chart, shows a couple of tasks, a couple of lines, and you see a sequence of events. They often call it a cascade, and it sits in a drawer somewhere, or maybe it's folded into a booklet.
That roadmap is going to involve everything from the design deliverables to the permitting to the construction. And for us, early on in the project, the more we know about our client, the more that we understand what their expectations are and the environment in which we're working, the better we will be able to bring value to the overall process. And that really is through scheduling.
We try to address as much as possible in the pre-planning of developing the schedules.
It's understanding our client, understanding the expectations of the client, understanding the environment in which the client's work is proposed, whether it be an institutional project, an academic project, a residential project, or a healthcare project, for example.
Communication is key in the context of maintaining a schedule.
The schedule is a tool by which we can convey the information. Everyone understands what the time frames are, they understand what the deliverables are, and then they can go back and they can develop their management tools to best meet the expectations of us and the client.
We like to be on board very early, developing strategy with the client. Do you need to build something? What is it you need to build? How should you view that project? Everything about that project needs to really be discussed before you begin to bring the team on. Then you bring the team on and you can give that team, the architect, the construction manager, the engineers, the sub-consultants, you can give them very clear direction on what the owner's vision is and how we're getting there.
Yeah, we've taken a page from lean thinking. And lean thinking, as we've discussed in the past, it's really about starting with the end in mind, as Jack says. One of the concepts that we pulled from lean is the concept of a pull schedule as opposed to a push schedule. In a push schedule, you identify the tasks, and then you hear people say all the time, well, let's push this thing forward. We got to push the consultants, we got to push the project. In lean thinking, in a pull schedule, what you're doing is you're eliminating obstacles to each one of the various sequences of events that needs to happen. And you're creating almost a vacuum in the process, pulling it forward, pulling it through the window of opportunity.
I think you need to construct a schedule that is as efficient as possible. I think a lot of tasks today can run parallel. For instance, you can go through your approval process and your design process simultaneously. So when you're through approvals, you're ready to build. That's a big time savings. You know, the biggest cost in construction these days is the cost of time. Even in a recession, the cost of materials increase, the cost of labor increases, not as dramatically, but it still increases, and lost opportunity. If you're not at market when you need to be, that is a huge cost. We try to eliminate that.